Hey, what's up guys? In this video we are going to be going over the tips and tricks and etiquette of sending emails. So this is going to cover, the use case in the example of like say sending an email to a label or a DJ, sending something, soliciting something, a response or an action upon a separate party other than yourself. This is a very important skill to have, and there's some things involving etiquette in terms of sending and I guess receiving emails as well that you need to be very aware of. Besides producing, the majority of your time is going to be doing, administrative stuff like reading and sending emails. I do this every day, and it's very important. I receive a lot of emails, as you can imagine, and some of them are great. Some of them are just like, why are you saying it like that? And yeah, there's just some things that I want to go over that's very important. So, I guess the use case would be you have a track that you want to send to a label as a demo or a submission, or you have a remix that you want to send to a couple DJs to play at festivals or their radio show. DJs are actually always looking for new music to play. They always want to be. That's like the point. That's the ability of like a DJ to have access to music that nobody else has is still a major thing. They're always looking for like the next like underground remix to play because they want to play it first because when it gets popular, it gets momentum. It points to their content as well. So just a little tip there. So let's hop to it. So the first thing I wrote down, this is very important. Clear subject, right? In the subject heading, you want to have a clear subject. So what I do is I say what the email entails, and then I have a colon, and then I, write some other stuff. So demo or remix or track or inquiry, or like think of the subject as like a condensed thing where they can read the subject and kind of know roughly what the email is about. And that's really important. You want the subject to have that because, me, I'm a lazy poo head, and going through emails, if I know what an email is about just by scanning the subject, I'll be like, oh my god, I want to get that done. I'll get that done right now. I'll get back to that person. Very important. So if I have an example here, see, a lot of companies don't do this. So I got an email this morning. In the subject, it said they're offering me a cereal to a something rather for a something rather, right? I'm like, hey, cool, I know exactly what that is. I'm going to get back to that. It's very important. So just keep that in mind. Make it personalized. This is very important. If you're sending stuff to a lot of, I wouldn't recommend sending your track to a bunch of labels all at once, or you can send to a bunch of DJs all at once, but like to a bunch of labels, you don't want to get into a situation where, a lot of them get back to you and, you're just like, oh my God, I have to like choose. So what I do is I send it to one or two every week, right? So I make the track, I finish it, I send it off to the two people, and then I move on. I do another thing, and if none of them get back to me, I'll go on and I'll send it to the other one. Or if I'm working on the next track and I have that sent out and the label gets back to me and they say, hey, do you have anything else? I'm like, oh yeah, I have this, and I send this and stuff like that. It's just kind of having, different distributions of content and different kind of, I guess, feelers out. Really important to make it personalized. If you're sending it to, if you have a remix and you want to send it to Laid Back Luke, I'm not saying like use his like real name or his full name. Don't name drop. That's kind of whatever. But it was like, hey, I noticed that you've been playing a lot of this genre lately. I have something. I have something that you might be interested in playing. I think it would make a great fit for your blah blah blah. That's just an example. And you send the link, and that will spark interest. And like, oh, I'm going to check this out, and that's how you do it. You know, people people can detect lists and templates and stuff like that. And a template is basically, you know, like you make a thing in a text document with a link, and then you just send it to a bunch of people. That's one way to get your email like not read. Don't waste people's time. If you're sending a track, don't say that it's master. Don't say that it's not mastered. Definitely don't say that it's not done. Don't send unfinished work. Don't waste time. Be like, I had this thing. Quick, concise. Da 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 da. Here it is. Here's the finished thing. If you're interested in it, you don't want to be like, you know, hey, let's collab, bro. That's not going to work. It's not going to happen. Collaborations and those sort of relationships happen after the relationship has developed and things like that. Don't email a label and be like, hey, I want to remix some of your stuff. You have to have a proven track record. They're not going to get back to you. Here's one. Here's one that I do. You keep it short. Keep the email short. You go through a lot of emails, especially like an A&R person or, you know, a DJ, stuff like that. They're on tour. They come. They want to spend time with their family. Whatever. They're traveling. You want to keep it short. You don't send a paragraph or something like that. You see a paragraph for a wall of text. You're like, oh my god, I can't do this. Keep it super short. Who, what, where, when, why. You can introduce yourself. It's like, hey, I'm so and so. I have this track. Take a listen to it. Thank you. Feel free to get back to me. Super short. Da da da. And that delves into the subject line. You want to keep the subject line short as well. Keep in mind there are This is another one. There are cultural differences. There are definitely some cultural differences, and you know, when in doubt, be direct. Humor might not translate well. Just be professional and direct, and use English, and you'll be fine. There's just that kind of standard. But across the board, if someone's not interested, they will not get back to you. But don't take it personally. That just means that they're not interested in it for now. They can't say sorry, it's not a good fit, because that's just you know, things. If they're not interested, they won't get back to you. Don't take it personally. That's just how it works. It's not you know. Don't put the expectation on someone to get back to you. And also, asking for feedback is a good way to get your email ignored as well. Make it easy. This is an important one. Make it easy to check out their track. So, to check out your track. There are a number of different preferences that representatives and people have. All right, so some people just want to listen to a stream. If you're sending a track, they just want to listen to a stream. Send a private streaming link of SoundCloud, track on SoundCloud. They can check it out. Another one is a WAV download, an MP3 download. Give them options. Make it super easy, and that goes a long way. Don't send waves, because it's just bandwidth, and you know, like, you know, it's like overkill. Send a wave, send an MP3, send the full track, things like that. There's Google Drive and things like that. Make it easy for them to listen to it however they want. Even a YouTube link, just make it easy. And that delves into another one here. Do not send attachments. Do not have a banner that is loaded via an attachment. Do not send your tracks in an attachment. Do not send zip files. Just basic stuff. Attachments, you know, it's like finite email storage. Attachments are like, ugh, don't do it. Attachments are done. Use Google Drive. Use WeTransfer, Dropbox, things like that. Just don't use attachments. Whatever you do. Proofread your freaking emails. Yeah, it's happened a couple times where, again, they have like a template that they send, and they keep on calling me seamless. And I'm like, I am not seamless. I lack the glorious beard. I'm not seamless. So proofread what you're doing. Spelling mistakes or whatever. It's not like super duper grammar or whatever. It's just be direct, proofread, things like that. Here's another one. Be careful with formatting. So if you paste from somewhere, paste without formatting. When in doubt, if you need to copy and paste something, copy it and then paste it into your address bar, and then copy the text from your address bar and then paste it in your email. I dislike when they, they send an email and then they like copy like a sentence or like someone's name, and it's a different formatting. That means that they're just moving stuff over from Microsoft Word or whatever, or their Google Documents or whatever. It reeks of like, it's like you're not gonna take the time to make it personalized for me. If you want me to check out something, I'm not gonna take the time to reply to you. We're getting into the tips now. A tip is to type in the email that you're sending it to last. That way you don't automatically send it. In my Gmail, I have an undo, right? So I send an email, it doesn't actually send for another like 3 minutes or something, or 10, I'm not sure how long it is. But if I accidentally send it, I have the ability to undo that. If you're using Gmail, that's a good feature. But typically I type in the email last because just, things happen. And here's another tip. This one's free. If you're going to send an email on the weekend, send it Sunday night or early Monday morning. So when they go in and they sit down to check their email on Monday morning, they'll see your email near the top. And typically the ones at the top, when they're going through them, they'll give a little bit more attention. But like as you go down, you just want to get them over with and things like that. And take into account the recipient's time zone. So, there's, if I'm in North America, I take into account the time zone. People in Europe, I send emails at the right time accordingly. So yeah, that's basically it. Emails are fun. Generally, people in the industry, like DJs, record label, everyone's very approachable. So you got that. It's not like, you have to learn interpersonal. You don't like pick up the phone and start calling. It's a totally different time now. People prefer communicating through emails. There's people that I've worked with for years. I've never spoken to them. I've only communicated via email, and it just works for me. So that is that video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned stuff. Take care and have a good one.